Good morning, Mobile.
Morning.
I got to say it. He stole it from me yesterday.
Yeah,
Wednesday.
Yeah, I jumped in on you on Wednesday on Wednesday's show. That's why I was silent this time. I wanted to hear you say it.
Good morning, Mobile.
Hope you guys are doing well this morning. So we're gonna let you come in. We're gonna congregate. We're gonna hang out. So before we even introduce ourselves, just so you don't forget, if you don't know what today is, it is #, Freestyle Friday.
Yeah.
Where we come on, we hang out. Today's a little bit different than our previous shows. Previous shows, we go through this like regimented thing, which is fun, and we involve you. But today, like, we want people to get involved, like comment, be a part. We may even get crazy and like pop you in our conversation if you want to be. No pressure whatsoever. But to quickly introduce ourselves, so we're Brooks and Mandy Conkle. We're the owners and operators of the Mobile Rundown, which is a local media company that produces events and connects the community through events, and now produces this live show that's, as of this week, 3 days a week. I don't know if we've decided next week. Have we decided? Have we?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Not 3 days a week, but next week we will be going 3 days. Is that
Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
Okay, so this next week will also be going Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. And then in the future, like 3 months from now, we don't know if it's, what that looks like or what days we'll be doing a live show. But next week it's 3 days a week. That's really exciting. That's good stuff. Yeah. So if you don't know what we do, so we connect the community through events. So you can get on our email list, you can get on our text list. Let's see if I have this banner thing that can pop up. Yeah, here we go. So you can text the word rundown to 33222 if you want to, and you'll be on our text list. We were sending out a weekly text with events, with a list of events going on. Right now, obviously that routine is changed. It's different. But like when we get back on a routine and everything's back to normal, that will go back to normal. So if you want to hop on that, you can. And comment, let us know who you are, introduce yourself, let us know what's going on. One of the things we're going to talk about is like COVID-19 and small businesses, and just have a chat about that and like what's going on there. Wait, today, should we go ahead and announce what it is? If people don't know.
If you want to.
Is it time?
It's time.
So guys, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but it is National Pig in a Blanket Day.
Look at it.
Well, I already took a bite of one.
That's Brooks's right there.
It's National Pig in a Blanket Day. I had no idea. And so if you guys want to celebrate, we'll give you a pig in a blanket virtually. We'll put it through the little camera there. But if you want to join us and you made some pigs in a blanket this morning and you just happen to know, maybe you celebrate every year. Maybe your family celebrates this every year.
They've been looking forward to it.
Yeah, you're like, I can't wait till it's April 24th because it's National Pig in a Blanket Day. Maybe that's what you guys do. And you know what? That's awesome. We want to celebrate with you. So you show us your pig in a blanket, and we'll be snacking on pigs in a blanket as we have today's show. So
definitely.
All right, cool. So I guess before we get going, we should always thank a sponsor. If we don't thank a sponsor, that's just not proper. It's just not proper etiquette. So we have the sponsor for today's show. Actually, this entire week was Gulf Coast BizCon. So it's a company that we're affiliated with. And I'll put up this on the screen real quick just so you can see this if you're watching. Oh, I should probably take that off. That's okay. So Gulf Coast BizCon is an educational company for entrepreneurs, small business owners, and side hustlers. So we, because I'm a part of that company as well, so we and they connect and empower these groups. So if you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, or side hustler, or you know these folks, that's an organization that you'd want to connect with. So we have in-person events. We also have educational. We have a speaker series. We just launched a podcast recently as well that already has like 4 episodes on that also. So hop on over there. But thanks to BizCon for sponsoring what we're doing here. And we can't do it without support, right? So
absolutely.
What else we have going on? Don't we have?
We have some things.
We have some things going on.
Outside of it being
National Pig in a Blanket Day.
Pigs in a Blanket Day. I want to talk to you guys, just remind you guys that we have. Exciting. Oh, yes, so good. I'm sorry. I'm going to have one in a minute. So we have a program that you can get involved in. It is not a donation, but it is a way for you can come in and help support the Mobile Rundown. It's called Patreon, and he's going to throw something on the screen.
Oh, we got our intro thing. This thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So on Patreon, you can actually find that through a link on our website. You have a couple different ways that you can join us and support us and help keep the Mobile Rundown free for the community. We do free publications. We have a free digital publication that we have weekly. And then when the world is rolling right, we have 4 publications a year to share all of the events going on in town. So to help keep us free to the community, you can jump on there and be a part of what we are doing. I think he's going to bring it up.
I'm kind of waiting for it to pop in. I mean, yeah, I can show it. It's gonna be this.
We have different levels.
Look at that.
Oh yeah. We have different levels ranging from $1 up to $35 a month. Just hop on there if you feel led to do so. We have a little bit of a slow internet this morning, but that's okay.
But we do have pigs in a blanket, so everything is better.
Everything is going to be okay.
Everything is going to be okay. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on, but it doesn't matter. This is what happens when you have a live show and you have people see. We're not going to tell you who our internet is because you're probably like, "Ooh, who's y'all's internet? We don't want that one." So.
But yeah, as you can see on the screen, we have options from $1 up to $35. And depending on what you do, you can get different Mobile Rundown swag. You can get tickets to things happening in the community. T-shirts are involved. Lunches are involved. All kinds of things that come with these different programs. So hop on. Oh,
sorry. I know. I got excited. This is my favorite level. The
number 7.
Lucky number 7.
Number 3, but
yeah.
$7. Yeah.
Yeah, because they get the printed guides mailed to their houses. They get to be a part of our private group that we're going to form for this, and they get included in prize drawings for extra tickets that we have to stuff.
Absolutely, for the things that we sponsor.
So there's a chance they take. The chances they'll never get any extra tickets, but I'm going to go ahead and say just publicly, like, we tend to have some extra tickets for stuff, and so like if they were in that level, they would actually get a good chance to win tickets to events and stuff that are around town that we're sponsors of.
Yeah.
So
and you can get out and do Mobile
#
with us. Absolutely. So yeah, take a look at that if you want to be involved.
Cool.
And then the other announcement I want to bring up is the t-shirt design contest. We have that going on right now. Right now we have it open until May 1st, but you or your grandchildren or your grandmother or your great uncle, anybody who likes to draw, design, and has a love for Mobile can submit their drawings, their ideas for what the next t-shirt should be. There are 2 rules. Those rules are: it has to be Mobile themed, and it has to be it has to include the words "Do Mobile" somewhere in there. And I think he's going to scroll down here on the web page, and you can see some of the designs that were submitted last year. The last one right there on the end, the one that has spelled out Mobile, is the one that won. But the way that we do that is you submit your designs, and then we put them out to the public, and the public gets to vote. And so you could be our next t-shirt, which could be awesome.
Sweet. So yeah, so if they want to see that, they can just hop on the website, and you'll find it pretty easy right here on the home page. There's just like right at the top. Currently, there's this big image here that says "We want you." So just go check that out if you know of a designer, or you're a designer, or you're like, man, this is COVID-19. I want to learn how to design. Any of that, and come be a part. Come be a part of that.
Yeah, and we encourage teachers. If you're a teacher out there and you need a project for your students, it'd be really cool that if you want to get them to help design a t-shirt, that would be awesome. So let us know. You can submit everything to the Mobile events at themobilerundown.com.
Did you just slap my hand?
I did, because
I wanted to pick in a blanket.
I know we'll get there.
We're not even there yet.
We're gonna. Yeah.
I mean, what is there? Is there?
Read the quote and I'll show you.
I was like, do you have stuff to talk about? All right. So, hey guys, one of the things that we're gonna want to talk about. So, if you have a few minutes to hang around, just like Mandy and I are gonna chat, and we'd love to involve you in this. Is about small businesses and the potential of them reopening, and how some people are like being kind of forced for survival, and what your thoughts on that. There's a lot of passionate thoughts around this on both sides of the fence. And I want to go ahead and just say that, like, I think empathy is a really important thing in this situation, is to like try to put yourself actually in shoes of both sides of these people. A lot of people, I think, don't do that, and that's where I think some of these heated arguments come from.
Definitely.
So just kind of keep that in mind as we have that conversation, and maybe you want to chime in and have some comments. But like, empathy is just something to keep in mind. I just think it's really important. But I tell you, before we get there, of course we have to do the
quote of the day.
That's what I'm talking about.
Woo!
Quote of the day. And what is it, Miss Mandy?
Hard work should be rewarded by good food.
That's why you were making me wait.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Brooks Conkle, if you want to throw that off the screen.
Yeah. Okay.
Brooks Conkle,
Yes.
your hard work should be rewarded by really good food.
Like a pig in a blanket.
Whoop, whoop.
On National Pig in the Blanket Day.
I mean, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
Who wants one?
That's what I'm talking about.
Let us know.
All right, cool. So I'm going to be apparently snacking on pigs in a blanket the whole time. And hey, if you're on Gram, so we got Instagram going live over here. I know it's kind of crazy. If you're on Gram, you're only going to get one part of the conversation, but we don't have a interview today, so you're kind of getting the whole conversation. So if you want to chime in, I'll try to watch, and if I can read what the any comments over there are, I'll jump in and chime in with that. So pumped to have a pig in the blanket on National Pig in the Blanket Day. Hopefully you guys are doing the same thing. We really do. We hope so.
Rock Davis.
Rock, we'll give you a pig in the blanket, man.
Here you go, Rock. Here.
So Rock said, send me some. Man, we'll send you some.
There you go, Rock.
Right through the camera.
Hey.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so the next thing that we want to hop over to is, it's not necessarily like our do some good, but this like duo is doing so much good in Mobile by bringing us happiness and laughter on the daily. If you want to,
this is 100%. What do you mean, dude? This is 100% good news. It is
good news.
This needs an intro.
The Do Some Good Mobile segment.
Okay, so the crew over at O'Daly's is, they are one-upping themselves on the daily with their videos that promote the pizzas that they have for delivery in downtown Mobile. And so recently, Matt Lamond and Luke Peavy had come up with their latest video to promote. We thought it was pretty good. We just want to share it with you guys.
First question though, who's seen their videos? So like, have you guys seen their videos, what they're doing? Like, I've seen some Baywatch.
Oh yeah.
I've seen some YMCA. I've seen some
Tiger King.
Holy mackerel, some Tiger
Forrest
King.
Gump.
Oh
Forrest
my
Gump.
gosh, Forrest Gump. What else have we seen? What else has been out there? What else have they done? Oh my gosh, I should have gotten Matt to come on here and comment or something, and we can get him on here live again.
If you can think of it, like they've done it.
Yeah, seriously. Anyways, if we missed any comment, just put in the comments. Let us know what we potentially missed. All right, we're gonna play this one for you, just because. I mean, why not? Look. I mean, when you see that picture, you see this thumbnail. So this is a thumbnail, right? It's the image that you see that makes you want to click.
Oh yeah.
I saw this yesterday, and I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
I want to click. So I clicked. Let's do it. Oh yeah, you know that jam. Are you on that jam? I'll put it like that. No, we're on the microphone.
Slice, baby.
Oh yeah, tell Matt.
Slice, baby.
All right, stop. Collaborate and sniff it. Slice it back with an old school tradition. Something grabs a hold of it tightly. Deliver like Zoom, daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Open the box and I'll show. To the extreme of fried wings like a vandal. Light up a kitchen, avoid germs like a scandal. Dance.
Crush your liver like boom, filling your mouth with delicious mushrooms. Careful, swing dope all around me. Anything less than the best is a felony. Love it. Eat it, but always don't play. If there was a pizza, yo, I'll make it. Check out the bet by JT Revolves.
Slice, baby.
Dude, I dig that so much, man.
Epic.
I dig that so much.
Yes.
So yeah, Matt Lamont, Luke Peavy, y'all are out there crushing it.
Yes.
With these oh wait, I think we're hearing this one too. I'm gonna pause this one.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, that was Wayne's World. Totally. Yeah, Rock. So should we play one more?
I mean, why not? It's Freestyle
right.
Friday.
You guys, if you've seen him before, try to vote. Let us know maybe what your favorite one was. I'll try to find one more, or maybe I'll find my favorite if no one says what their favorite was. I mean, we'll keep chatting while I'm looking or whatever, but or maybe you'll keep chatting.
Sorry, it's pigs in a blanket day.
Yeah, pigs in a blanket day, man. We're eating. Sorry about that. It is what it is.
I want to hear it when you play it.
Oh yeah. I haven't played. I guess we just play this next one right here. So here's one more. Here's the next one up. We'll just play the next one up is what we'll do. So all right, better get some improvement here. I think Baywatch is probably my favorite, maybe. So far.
Mm-hmm.
They're creepy and they're kooky.
Mysterious and spooky.
They're all together ooky.
O'Daly's a family.
The menu is a kickin'. Pizza, fries, and chicken. Stay at home, don't get chicken. O'Daly's a family.
Give us a call, 725-6429. And if you need some CBD, go to your CBD store.
Stay at home. Don't get sickin'. I think that was my favorite. Lyric out there. Stay at home. Don't get sickin'. That was a good one.
Matt and Luke, keep it coming.
Yeah, keep it coming, guys.
We wait for these daily.
You guys are daily from O'Daly's. Get it? You guys are our COVID-19 entertainment, and we don't know what we do without you. So
right?
Please keep it coming.
You're making Mobile happy, one video at a time.
It's so funny.
At a time.
It's so funny. I think they started with like definitely like cell phone camera. First one, they're like, okay. And then like 3 videos in, I think someone was like, hey man, let me help you step up this production game. Someone got in with them and is like producing crazy stuff. They just put out something about some draft picks or something. It's good. It's a full on production and we dig it. Yeah. So yeah.
Congrats, guys.
Keep doing you, man.
If you are just tuning in, it's National Pig in a Blanket Day. So if you see us stuffing our face a little bit, it's because we got these in front of us. Go get yours, join us, and we'll kind of open the conversation. One of the things that we wanted to talk about this morning is, should Mobile reopen? It's a hot conversation to have. Yeah. But we want your opinions on this because everybody has a different thought and idea towards it, and we want to have an open conversation. So if you have a small business or if you are just a member of the community and you want to talk about this, please hop on in the comments and join us. Or if you want to pop on live, you can totally do so too. The only things we ask is that you just keep the profanity to yourself. That will be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Brooks, do you want to?
So yeah. I mean, yeah, it's really us just chatting, and what we're gonna do is, we'll just like monitor comments. You know what I mean, and pop you guys and we'll pop your comments on, I guess, as we kind of go. Yeah. So, and what I was saying earlier is that there's definitely a lot of fear on both sides, and there's real consequence on both sides, and there's real things happening, and we're seriously in a situation that we've never been in before. And so when people are coming up with responses and solutions, and we're talking about like our government officials, they're doing it for the first time ever because we just haven't done it in our current. So it's like you have to kind of put it through that filter and lens and kind of have patience and love, I guess, for the people that are trying to make the best possible decisions for what they think, right?
For the greater good.
Yeah, exactly. For the greater good, right? Because it's tough. So. All right, so we're going to put up some of these comments. Let's see. Robert, let's just read this out loud, see what this says here. So, listen. We have
Infirmary.
Mobile Infirmary. I was like, Michigan? Mobile, Michigan has? All right, Mobile Infirmary has close to 100 nurses out. Does that mean with COVID?
Possibly.
Over 80 points with COVID. Wow, man. This is like texting shorthand. I'm obviously a generation, whatever I am. Xer or something. Am I X? I think I'm a millennial. Over
Yeah, you're a
80
baby
over
boomer.
80 patients with COVID there are patients still dying there. Yeah, I mean 100% agree with you, Robert. The virus is still scary. I mean, totally agree. And the thing is that, yeah, it's definitely scary. My thoughts, just the thoughts to that on the other side, it's like, I think it's scary either way.
Mhm.
Whether you have people living normally, it's scary. Whether you're living in kind of like the way we're living, it's scary. It's clearly there's no way to know at the end of all this. And there's going to be a lot of talk, right? But there's no way to know what the actual numbers would be of people that get the virus and even pass away.
Mm-hmm.
If we were all mingled together versus doing what we're trying to do as a country, which is like socially distanced, right? I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think there's any way to know. There's estimates and there's whatever, I don't know, graphs and charts and stuff. But like, is there any way for us to really know that?
No.
Maybe, but I don't think there is, right?
Yeah.
I just don't think that there is. So
I think people are making their best researched, educated comments and opinions on all the things, but I don't think anybody, I mean, no one really knows what the future of it is going to look like.
Yeah. And in full disclosure, we're not claiming to be any kind of experts or anything. We're just eating pigs in a blanket because it's National Pig in a Blanket Day and having a combo with you guys about it. Right. So
yeah. So we're not trying to get political. We're not trying to get hardcore one way or another.
So Heidi and Jim, this is really interesting. I think it's Heidi and Jim. At first, when I was reading this name, Heidi, I was like, ooh, can I just call you Heidi? Because Heidi, that's difficult. And then I realized I think it's Heidi and Jim. So I think it's two people here. So Heidi and Jim say, yes, reopen safely. I totally hear what you're saying. So I don't know if you guys, heard the story. I haven't read the story, but I just heard from another friend of mine that, there's a couple people specifically saying, hey, like, we know we're not supposed to be open. We're not trying to break the rules or break the laws, but we have to open in order to, basically survive, right? Like financially survive. And there's some people doing that. And, and I think a lot of those people that are doing that, the people that have made that choice, and it's not a lot, there's just people that are doing that. But I think we'll start seeing that more and more if we don't reopen probably by like the 1st of May. This is just my opinion. Right. I think we'll see more and more businesses say, hey, look, like if you have to find me or whatever, but like I'm trying to like feed my family. Because I think what the frustration is when people are seeing, they may be a small business that's forced to be closed right now due to safety, right? But then actually I heard the mayor give an example yesterday. It was a really good example. It was actually on a question that we posted on their Facebook Live, on the mayor's Facebook Live. And it was about the situation. And he said, yeah, of course. Like, we need to reopen it safely if as long as we can do that. Because he said, let's say you're a small clothier business, you've been asked to close, now you're doing it. Even though you could, take measures and keep people 6 feet apart easily because you only have so many people in your store at one time at any given day. You look across the street and you see that, for example, nothing negative to Target, but you see Target and it's busy, it's packed out, and people can shop and buy clothes, right? Like, why can they sell clothes and you can't sell your clothes? And, they're a large corporation, you may be a small business, and so there's that situation. And that's that's kind of like trying to be empathetic with that person, and that's that side, right? That small business person. Because the question I pose or I ask is like, okay, clearly health is important, people are important, life is important. But like what my question on the other side is, what happens if there is no business, like what do all the healthy people do? Right. Like, are we all gonna, if everything goes out of business, would we self-sustain?
Yeah.
Would we, are we going to turn into like our own farmers and make our own clothes and stuff and like give ourselves medical care, Yeah.
I mean, like what other option would you have if you can't? I mean, like it would put a lot of people in a poverty situation that they had never experienced before.
Yeah.
And, like fear drives both
That's extreme,
sides.
Right? Yeah. These are extremes. We're talking extremes here. And so,
it's fear that drives both sides, because you have fear on one hand of the economy, of your own personal finances. How are you going to feed your family? How are you going to pay your bills? How are you going to pay your mortgage? And then you have fear on the other side of that is like, wow, this thing is contagious and it's clearly deadly and apparently anyone can get it. And so you are scared to go and do, everybody's wearing face masks and gloves when they're out and about. you're scared to contract it, and you're scared if you get it, maybe you give it to your parent or your child or your grandparents. And so I think it's, it's fear all the way around, and nobody knows what the perfect route is. We have a lot of opinions, and like we said, we're not getting political on this at all.
And opinions are fine. That's actually what we're going for here. So here, Rock saying, I'm torn. I want to open up, but then again, I don't want to get sick.
Right.
Like, absolutely.
Same.
That's valid. That's what I think everyone is kind of thinking, right? Like, I think torn is definitely a common thought, right? So,
absolutely.
All right. So if we want to have Mardi Gras 2021, then no. It's a no-go. We have to be willing to sacrifice. We are not ready yet. This will blow to proportions we have not yet seen. So, okay. So, Kevin, that's a response on the definite side of this is scary. It's going to amplify and that. And, hey, we hear where you're coming from. But, I guess on that side, I ask, what happens though if everything stays closed and no one wants to? What if we can't have Mardi Gras? I mean, I don't know. I mean, personally, I'm like, whatever. It's just a big celebration. I don't know. I mean, we take, but like let me put it this way: for the Mardi Gras lovers, we may not be able to have.
I'm gonna get some hate mail. I'm just saying.
Yeah. If I get hate mail, it's fine. I'm just saying for the people that love Mardi Gras, which is a large part of the community, like we may not be able to afford to have it, right? Which is okay, if we as long as we remain healthy and people remain healthy. But man, I bet that would probably blow up some comments. But like, what? No Mardi Gras? I mean, these are real potentials, right? So it costs money to produce Mardi Gras. It brings people to the city. If a city doesn't open up and you can't have people around each other, or people are scared to be around each other, even if they can, you're not going to have a great Mardi Gras. Sales aren't going to be huge for here. I'm going to go down the rabbit hole here.
Toomey's will be closed. Can't get throws.
Toomey's may close down. That's a small business which pays taxes into the community. Bars and restaurants may do well. They may close down. I'm gonna keep going down the trail here. These guys could close, which could lead to less tax revenue, which could lead to less police force, which could lead to higher crime, which could lead to these are all just real potentials, right? I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. Heck if I know. I mean, this is just an opinion. I'm not even saying that's my opinion that's going to happen. But these are things that could happen, right? Now, is it worth it to do that in order to keep us all healthy? Maybe. I mean, like, absolutely maybe. I just, and that's where I think people are torn is because no one knows. No one has all the information. You can only look back in hindsight and say, hey, well, this is this or this is that. And even we won't be able to do that in this situation, like what we were saying, because the only way to have both figures and compare is if you have all the data from, we didn't make any adjustments, what happens? And then you have all the data from, we made all these changes, what happened? So the only way to have accurate hindsight is to look at and compare both of those, but you can't do it, right? So
let's see what Claren has to say.
All right, this one right here? All right. As someone who thinks it's too early to reopen, I say let the people who want to do so. I'll just stay home and see what happens to y'all. It's actually a good point. I mean, it's good thinking. So, so it's too early to open. You can make the choice, and that's already currently what should be happening, right? Like, so even if you're essential, there's people around town that need to shop, that need to do whatever. The thing is that if you can't, or you're unhealthy, or you're you have a compromised immune system, or you're older, or whatever, you probably shouldn't do it anyway right now, right? And not out of fear, just out of extra precaution, extra safety, So All right. So you said also, as a hairdresser, it's not feasible for me to social distance at my job. People are really pushing for haircuts. So I'm not sure exactly what you mean, Claren, but people are pushing for haircuts. You're right. You can't, that's a great point. You can't socially distance from and I think that's one of the things that's kind of coming down the pipeline. People are saying, well, how can we do that safely? Like, can you wear, I know this is going to sound weird. Can you wear a face shield? As you give hair? Can you maybe confirm that you're customer doesn't have, a fever before they walk in the door? And I don't know the answers here. I'm just saying, are these steps that we could seriously take in order for you to be able to reopen if you wanted to reopen and you were comfortable and you needed to produce income from your customers, right?
It's tough. It's tough. Let's see. Heidi and Jim.
All right, Heidi and Jim, we're going back to this one. This is an interesting thought. So we're going to see a lot of businesses never reopen, but I think we're going to see an explosion of new businesses starting up after this is over.
Oh, I love that.
So
yeah.
These are people that actually think kind of like the way that I think some. So this is a cool thought. Like, I hate that there's going to be a lot of businesses that don't make it. And I don't know that for a fact. And I guess you guys may not know that either, Heidi and Jim, but I agree. I mean, I think like a lot of businesses just don't have months and months of expense, not just payroll, but expenses, right? Like in the bank, kind of hanging out, waiting for the next pandemic, which was this, right? Most people may have, if personal people, only a small percentage of people do it. The U.S. government on only a small percent. Anyways, businesses, not every business has a treasure trove of cash, right? Sitting around. So
a lot of businesses are like people, not necessarily that they're paycheck to paycheck, but they're income to income. I mean, like it depends on what your business is, but
they're income to income.
Income to income. Whenever you have an influx of income, like everything is good for a minute, and you have a situation where you have to close down for 6 weeks. Not every business is set up for that. So you're exactly right. It's a really difficult situation.
But the silver lining, and I wish I had to make that lemonade delicious. So that's something I've been saying just personally and through our brands for the last week or two, is make that lemonade delicious, because right now we definitely have a bunch of lemons that we're making lemonade. And I agree with you guys that innovation will come out of this. I think that's a beautiful thought to say, hey, and we're all seeing it, right? Like, feel free to comment and let us know what innovations you're seeing. Like, what innovations are you guys seeing right now? Like, I'm seeing it in education. I'm seeing it obviously in business meetings, in the way that people are functioning. People are trying new things. They're doing more digital stuff that they never even realized that they could. Right. Here we are sitting producing a live show right now, and you're able to comment, and we're able to do this. This has already existed, but now we're doing it. So this is like an innovation for us, as the Mobile Rundown. And so that's kind of neat. And I totally agree. So apparently in 2008, there's a number of, I just heard it the other day, but a number of companies that came out of or were produced. I think Zoom was even one of them that came after that 2008. The bubble. Yeah. Crisis. Recession. I think Zoom, I know Slack, I think Uber came out of that. So there's a number of innovations and companies that came out of that. Yeah. Not to get on the national topic of companies, we can keep it local, which is kind of really what we need to talk about, is like, hey, us as Mobile, like what are we trying to do here? I want to know. So, and I see the side of business owners who are like, yes, I really need to open up. I need to, be there for my customers and provide services and feed my family and make sales and do the thing that business owners do. But I want to hear from the people I want to hear from the customers. Would you go get your hair cut right now? If you could, if the barbershops are open, I know there are people who are like, yes. And I know there are people who are absolutely no. I live with my great grandmother and I don't want to expose her to anything. I want to know on the consumers, that side of things. Would you go shop? Would you go? I mean, I think about shopping and I'm like, well, there's nowhere to go. If you're staying home, you don't really need new clothes. But anyway, that's a whole other topic. But I want to know, would you go and support these small businesses? Would you go if dining was open and restaurants were open? Would you go when you sit, with 50% capacity? Okay, we have Ronnie Reeves. He's saying yes, they would. Heidi. So a yes, a no.
Vicky, I would not.
So, and if you're just tuning in, by the way, and I'm eating, it's because it's National Pig in a Blanket Day.
Yeah.
We're just so you know. Yeah, we're not just being rude and eating in front of you. We want to eat with you.
Yes.
So.
And if you would like one.
Oh.
Here you go. But yeah, we're having a conversation about should Mobile reopen, and we want to hear your thoughts. I think it's good. So far, so good. We're not getting political on this. We have no undertone whatever that we want to share. We just want to hear y'all's opinion.
And you guys are being very nice and cordial and leaving good comments. If you leave a mean one, we may not show it. Actually, we're probably not going to show it, but but as long as it's like objective or whatever. So
Carrie Wolf just
hold on, I'll go right down there. So I was going to say, so Kevin, back to your point, I did see this, a short-term sacrifice for the future. It's tough to bite the bullet. Totally agree with you. I mean, it's already what we're doing, for this current, the amount of time we've already been, I guess, in kind of shut down. It's definitely a sacrifice for health. I mean, the whole country's shut down. That's pretty wild. I mean, obviously smart people out there that know more than me, know more than probably all of us, are making these decisions. I can tell you that America likes their capitalism and their economy, and they would not just shut down the country for no good reason. That's my 2 pennies for that. So, all right, let's put it all up here. We're going to let you guys read it. Maybe I'm going to read it out loud just so I can understand. If a small business owner decides to open because they need to, I get it. That also means their employees could be required to come back even if they aren't comfortable doing so. Oh, great point. From an unemployment funding standpoint, you'd be required to return to work if your employer reopens and brings you back. You can't choose to stay home. Is
that true? That is an interesting point. That is a very interesting point, Carrie. Thank you for sharing that. I did not realize that if your employer opens back up, you are technically not unemployed.
So Carrie, and actually I just read an article this morning, and I wonder if you saw some of this, and obviously this leads to more conversation. It's not rabbit hole, but it goes, it's all related. A spa owner, and I don't know where the owner was, applied for PPP. If people don't know, it's payroll protection program or whatever. So applied for that money, just got it and was so pumped, had a staff meeting with their staff, and the staff was upset, not at the health reason, but they were actually upset because they wanted to get unemployment, and they thought that would be the better route, but instead they were going to keep their job and stay on payroll. Really interesting kind of situation there.
So the employees would have preferred.
Yes, there's a whole nother issue going on right now. So there's like kind of flat unemployment across the country. The federal government is giving you this like $600 for a certain period of time. Some people are actually making more money by not working than they were working, and so that I could see why someone that kind of can create its own issue. But but Carrie, great point on.
That is a great point
on employee. Yeah, you're right. If you're an employee and you're not comfortable and your business is open, and hey, your hours are from 9 to 4, and you need to be here.
Right.
That's a great point. I mean, can it be optional? You know, for employees, can the employees that want the hours, that need the hours, can they come in? Could that happen if we're able to reopen in a and again, we've never done this before, right? As a country, as a community. So could we reopen responsibly, and maybe, hey, if you're worried and you have enough income and you're okay, you could stay home and not work maybe, and maybe the other employees, take the hours. I guess we had close to 30 million people in the country file for unemployment. Obviously that can't go on forever. That's paid for by the people. So like you're literally, in essence, you having an actual job helps pay into that, just kind of to throw that out there. So that's a short-term relief program, but will not sustain itself, long-term. Right. So
let's see what Karen has to say.
Where here?
Right there. Yeah.
All right. I worry about people who are asymptomatic who will spread the virus without knowing. People are getting restless and want to get out, but we are social creatures who sometimes have problems following the rules and guidelines.
That is true. That is true. You cannot hold us down. It is hard. Most people.
I don't have any problems following rules.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What are you talking
about? But I think that there are people definitely who are, they feel caged. They feel like they need to get out. They feel like they need to go somewhere and do something instead of sitting at home. And I get it. If you live alone and you're working from home, you're getting zero social interaction. Like, we get it. We work.
Or if you live with your family and you're not used to spending.
It's too much time.
24 hours in a day with them.
It's too much time.
Yeah.
So I get it. But you are right about that. If they're asymptomatic, they don't know it, will continue to spread. And if we open up the floodgates and reopen everything, will things get worse? Because that's another concern too. It's like, we don't really know.
I mean, that's
kind
been
of what to do.
that's been a question of mine and something I don't understand. Obviously, I'm not a medical dude, right? So I don't get it. But I'm like, okay, so we're being responsible and we're distancing, but like, does the virus disappear? Does it die out with heat or whatever? Because I mean, would you eventually pass it to someone else anyway? Can you pass it? I mean, is this like a flu? Are you only contagious when you have the fever, only for that period of time?
I've heard so many conflicting theories on that.
I feel like we might still be learning some of this stuff. There may not be final. I mean, like we're in the middle of a giant human case study, So
like the 14-day quarantine, I've heard nurses personally that say no, it should be 28 days. So because you can still test positive after that 14-day time frame. So it's a very interesting thing that we have going on here.
Vicky, and put this message up here. I agree. Give people the choice. So Vicky sings for a living. It's been super hard. I get it. Yeah, we definitely relate, Vicky. So, but you have a son with severe asthma, and so it scares you. Yeah, we feel for you, Vicky. We're empathetic with you. We totally get the whole situation there. It sounds like you're one of those torn people. You're torn. It's tough. It's a tough situation all around, and yeah. Totally get that. All right. So Ronnie says there's a ton of businesses that are supposed to get unemployment but are not getting it. I guess if you probably mean the business, you probably mean like the PPP, the SBA support, if that's what you're talking about, not the like unemployment checks to an employee. Yeah, there is actually another round that's getting signed into law that's going to come, and so if you applied for that as a small business and you didn't get funds, assistance, or a loan or whatever, there is more of that kind of coming down.
That's
the
what they say.
So.
That's what they say. Kind of give hope to some businesses out there.
Well, so right now, the president has to sign the bill, and then there will be a lot more money flowing towards us. I don't know if that's good or bad. Obviously it's meant for good, but long term, short term gain, long term, possibly pain. Or whatever.
Yeah, so. I guess we would just kind of have to see. Malia.
So logical here. Great point.
Malia, who has the antibodies? Do the testing and get the data. Make an informed decision. Hey, girl, I feel you on that. You're right. Like, there are so many ways to confront this, and there's so many routes to go about it. And they have been talking about this antibody test. I don't know. Is there an actual antibody test that is out there that is FDA approved that works? That's what I want to know. I
think it's too soon. I don't know. Does anyone know? Sorry. National Pig in a Blanket Day. If you're just tuning in, that's why I'm chewing while we're chatting.
If you want one, let us know. We'll send it your way.
We'll throw one to you. All right. Mm-hmm.
By the way, Sister Schubert on this one. I did not make these from home. These are amazing.
Shout out to Miss Schubert. Or Sister Schubert.
Sister.
Is she a nun?
It's possible. Or she could just be a sister.
A sister. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, she's a sister. Cool, I dig it.
So we are, if you're just tuning in with us, we were talking if Mobile should reopen, and really it's not necessarily just Mobile, it's Alabama, it's the world. What your opinions are on that. So we're having a non-political conversation, a very open.
Completely political.
Yeah. What?
Oh yeah.
Political?
I'm just kidding.
Oh no. We're not.
Tell us who you want for president.
No, please. Actually, don't do that. I'd rather not go there.
Sure.
Heidi's got to go. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate your.
Is this your first time, Heidi and Jim? Yeah, thank you all for being here. So next week, 9 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tune in. Yep. Friday is Freestyle Friday, so you never know what's going to happen. Pound sign.
Pigs in a blanket.
Thank you all for tuning in.
Absolutely. So yeah, share your thoughts and opinions. You can put in the comments if you want to go live with us and have a live conversation. You can do that too.
Oh my gosh, are we doing that? We're gonna let somebody in here?
Well, if they want to be.
Okay. Yeah. If you're like, yeah, I want to come on and be literally on video screen with us, we'll do that because it is Freestyle Friday. Yeah. So let us know.
Oh, Rob Davis, Brooks for Press. So we have to tell you something. Can we tell the public? Oh, I don't
yes.
know. Okay.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
All right. Public story. Right. I don't know if I've ever told you a story before. we have a story coming up for you. So in the last presidential election, we are aware of the candidate Brooks M. Conkle. That's me. Received at least 2 votes for president of the United States of America.
It's true. How did that happen? Did you get get signage out? Did you talk to your grandma?
I marketed internally. Now, look, some people may get upset with me for doing that. I can't help it that 2 people wanted me to be president of the United States. I really can't help it.
You would make an excellent president.
Now, if I had actually gotten voted, I would have been terrified.
But you weren't.
Clearly, that wasn't going to happen. So it was more of a, whatever, call it what you will, a statement piece. But hey, anyone that says that I can't complain because I didn't vote, if I want to complain about something, dadgummit, I voted. So
yeah.
now I will not be running again. I think I'm hanging up my. I only got 2 votes. I think that I'm aware of. I think I'm gonna hang up my candidacy for president.
Yeah.
It was a good journey.
Yeah.
It was a good road.
Did you run out of
I had a
funding?
good run. I was short on funds. There were some odd, I don't know how many hundreds of millions or $1 billion spent on marketing for political campaigns, which drives me nuts and wild.
It's a whole nother story for
a whole nother story for a whole nother day, because that's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about, but yeah, so there's a side note for you guys. What we're talking about is if businesses should reopen.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of wrap it up. We're getting close to 10 o'clock. We're not going past 10. We promise. We're going to cut this off in a second. But I guess we are empathetic to both sides. We are empathetic to we are putting ourselves in your shoes. If you have a son with asthma, like Vicky does, if you are a small business owner that needs to survive and you're having trouble paying your bills, we feel you. Like we are putting ourselves in your shoes in order to understand where a lot of these passionate comments are coming from.
We're a small business too. I mean, and if you guys know what we do, or if you're just tuning in, you have no idea who we are. So the Mobile Rundown is an event. It's an event-based business.
Yeah.
We bring the events to you in the form of publications, letting you guys know what happens in and around Mobile on a weekly basis. And we also produce events. So people can't get together. Therefore, when this started, our business, pretty much got placed on hold. So we feel you on the side of the business owner, and we feel you on the side of the consumer. I mean, we're consumers as well. It's we have to really, think about when we.
You guys hear a dog barking downstairs? He's trying to probably get the mailman or something.
Get him, Murph. Get him.
He's blind and he runs into everything.
Oh, that's true.
No, we should just tell him that they need to know. If he's blind, he runs into everything.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring him on here one day.
One day he's gonna make his famous appearance. But anyway, so we just wanted to have a conversation with you guys, open and see what everyone thinks. But I think everybody kind of understands the other side. If you are passionate one way or another, open or not open, I think you can still be understanding of the other side of this.
That's the goal. I think that ultimately is our goal.
Right.
I think ultimately our goal is to be like, if you're passionate about the side you're on, that's awesome. Stay passionate about that. Absolutely not. We don't need to open up, but at least have an open mind to seeing why the other side are kind of saying what they're saying, and see if you can, have a good open conversation, kind of I feel like what we did this morning, and come to the conclusion of, okay, maybe you don't change your mind. Maybe you still say, hey, I see where you're coming from. I can put myself in your shoes, but I still think this is what I think, and so,
Absolutely.
I think that's our goal.
Yeah.
Is the Mobile Rundown. That's our goal. So is to connect actually that's part of our mission, is to connect the community through events. And right now it's connect the community through this conversation here. So
yeah, for sure.
It's been great. We've enjoyed it. Thank y'all for being a part with us. I don't know if we have officially any more of the show. Do we need to get back to anything official in the show, Mandy?
We don't have a fun fact about Mobile.
What?
But
can I play the intro anyway?
Sure.
We don't have a
fun fact of Mobile.
How do we not have a fun fact of Mobile?
Because it's Freestyle Friday.
Oh yeah, I got it.
And we're sharing fun facts about each other.
Oh, today?
Oh, yeah.
No, we're not doing that.
No?
No, we probably shouldn't.
No?
Mm-mm.
I can tell the world that you really like pigs in a blanket. That's for sure.
I can tell the world you really like cooking pigs in a blanket.
Whoop! I like putting them in the oven and turn the oven on.
National Pig in a Blanket Day, people. So,
yeah.
hey, if there's one thing you can do today.
For the people.
For the people.
Celebrate.
If you have some pigs in a blanket in the fridge or in the freezer, and you've been thinking, what's a good day that we can break those out and heat them up and have a delicious pig in a blanket? My friends, today is that day.
Today is that day, April 24th, National Pig in a Blanket Day.
Today's that
And
day.
I do want to say thanks to everyone who joined us for the conversation about
Yep.
whether Mobile should reopen or not. I think
Totally agree.
I think we're all on the same page of wanting what's best. And
Yep.
I think that's where we can kind of leave it at, because I don't think, everybody has a different opinion for different reasons, depending on where you are at in life. So thanks for
100.
joining us on that one. And next week, we're coming at you Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
9 a.m.
9 a.m. We have a guest coming on the show from Boys and Girls Club
Cool.
on Monday. And so I'm really excited about that. Can't wait to hear from them. And yeah, join us next week.
Cool. All right, guys. We love y'all. We'll see you later. Go get a pig in a blanket. See ya. Bye.